Hey, it's DeagleBeagle. So this is a much shorter version of a video than the other video that's still processing. I suppose I'll upload it, but I think a lot of people may not want to watch these 30, 40-minute long videos. But if you do, I have those out as well. It's not public yet. So I want to just summarize the differences between open team sheet and non-open team sheet, OTS, non-OTS. And I think the biggest difference with the OTS rules is that certain Pokemon that have high potential but low consistency outside of OTS, like Amoonguss, would probably be the most improved because Amoonguss, for example, relies a lot on knowing if it should spore or not. And if there are possible items like safety goggles and lum, then it's like it can't really just spore away because they might just either terra grass or have some sort of counter for spore or taunt or something. But when it's open team sheet, you know what to expect, and Amoonguss gets way better. It might be one of the best Pokemon in the game now because of that factor, because it's open team sheet and it's almost never been open. I think it's probably never been open team sheet in all of Pokemon's history. Now, I don't even know of any other Pokemon that would be highly improved from open team sheets besides Amoonguss, because there's not a lot of other already high tier Pokemon that would get a lot better from open team sheets. But I know there are more Pokemon that probably have a disadvantage from open team sheets, like Hydreigon and Dondozo. So Pokemon that have bad defensive typing, like Hydra basically, and Dondozo doesn't have bad defensive typing, but it relies a lot on its defensive typing. So you can call that, well, that's why I put defensive Terra Stalls. So besides its water type, it obviously will Terra type almost always, changes Terra type almost always to something, probably something that resists grass, like flying or grass or steel. Those are the most common. Maybe dragon. Those are obviously why those are the most common. Because if you didn't have those, Meowscarada would just flower trick you, and you would die pretty quick with the crit. So if they know you have, let's just say you pick any of the Terrastalls, grass. If they know you have grass, then they know that they shouldn't spore you. And if they know your items, like if you're using the grass one, you probably should be using sub so they can't clear smog you. But if they know you don't have sub in your Terra Grass, then they know that, hey, my Amoonguss could just clear smog their Dondozo without probably much of a penalty. So certain Pokemon like Dondozo and other Pokemon, I meant to include one more thing here too. When it's open team sheet and you have Pokemon that are very varied in how they're used, that probably has the biggest disadvantage because with the Hydreigon, it's like you don't know WTF what it's gonna do. But like same with Dondozo, you don't know what kind of Dondozo they have. So with open team sheets, you can help figure that out. And Dondozo is already hard enough to be consistent as it is because everyone's trying to counter it. And it's just like you could have Terra Flying and counter certain Dondozos, but then lose to something else. So you really, if you're playing Dondozo, you really have to play it carefully. But anyways, there's a slight advantage compared to non-OTS for standard sets over non-standard ones. So That's not to say that standard sets are always better in OTS than non-standard ones. It just means that on average they're going to be comparatively better because you're less likely to catch them off guard if there's open team sheets. So there's not as much of an incentive to use something wacky to catch someone off guard. So people have argued that it stifles creativity, that it may over centralize the game, and all of those are probably valid points. However, on Showdown, it's not like that. So you're going to have a lot more variety on Showdown and Best of One Cheese and whatnot because people know that it's not OTS, even though I think they should make it OTS. Like, how hard would that really be to program on Pokemon Showdown? They could just make it so that, like, in the battle chat or whatever, it links to your team somehow, or maybe not links to it, but like there's a drop down menu when you click on it on something in the battle chat. Like it I know there's some command like exclamation mark show team hide stats or something like that, and it shows their team, but it doesn't show the non-OTS stuff. Like OTS doesn't show the nature, and it doesn't show the EVs and the IVs, but it does show almost everything else. So there's still a decent amount that's hidden in OTS, like EVs and stuff. So there's still going to be speed creeps and whatnot, and they might catch you off guard by... Now, to catch you off guard, they would probably have to EV something really weird or have a nature that you don't expect. But typically, people are going to use... I mean, just assume worst case scenario probably till you know otherwise. Like, don't assume that they're adamant when they could be jolly or something, you know. Assume that they could be as fast as a jolly one, and you probably won't have an issue. So overall, I'd say these are the most notable Pokemon that have either improved or gotten worse from OTS. I wish I had more experience in OTS to really say that, but I know just logically, I don't need any experience in OTS to say that, because just logically it makes sense, hopefully, what I'm saying. If not, please leave me a comment in the comments section of what you think. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.